All right, kids. So we are all in my classroom. Miss Lawton is going to present first. Okay. So we appreciate if you keep your mics muted. If you have a question, please type it in the comments or the chat, and then we will ask you to say it when it's your turn, okay?
So here's, I guess, the rundown of what we're doing. We're all going to do a quick mini lesson. Is that how I'm understanding this? Okay. So first of all, I wanted to show you the test that you missed right after spring break. I had it all set up. Y'all were going to do poetry and a story about animals that spit. But guess what? You never came back, so you don't have to do it. Wow. I have a 65. I had 65 copies of that all ready to go, so I just threw one out.
She was prepared.
I was prepared. That's why this whole thing happened. So what I wanted to revisit was this. So you took notes like this, remember summary? And I know that some of your assignments this week have been summary. Remember, summary. Remember this guy? No details. And beginning, middle, end. Do not restate everything because that means you're retelling the whole story. So we also did this. Remember the 5 W's and the how. So you had your who. Is it about what? Is it about when did it take place? Where did it take place? Why did it happen? And then you can write a beautiful summary. But remember, if it's an answer choice, if there's a lot of details repeated, you don't want it. So if you want to revisit this, you just send me an email or whatever, and I will talk about it. But remember, this is one of the hardest things. So,
comment summary. Okay.
Anyone want to give us a summary on a book they've read so far?
Oh, actually, Persea said, can you revisit summary? Okay, she left, so I guess I will revisit.
You want to know about summary? I can't hear you.
Well, I just didn't. I don't know. I'm just really bad at summary for some reason.
It's not that you're bad at it. It's just that it's hard. And those answer choices, don't they always sound pretty good? All of them?
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. So just remember.
I'm okay with summary, but not good.
All you need to look for are like broad terms, big words. Okay.
Does anybody want to give me an example of summary? No?
How about a summary of a book you read?
How about a summary of a book or a movie? Has anybody watched somebody give me the summary of Trolls 2?
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that? No? Okay. Summary of Frozen 2. Okay, somebody, let's go with Perseus. Give me a summary of Frozen 2.
Well, in Frozen 2, Elsa heard this voice, and
Okay, I'm ready.
She heard this voice.
And she had to go see what it was. So, okay.
Okay, if you cannot be a movie reviewer, Perseus, because that's not. You got to be excited. So then, what happens? Have you seen Frozen 2?
Hey, let's try this. This is your who hand. Who are you talking about?
Elsa and Anna.
Elsa and Anna wanted what?
They wanted to find out what the voice was.
But
great. Let's see. I don't.
Some obstacles.
Yeah, what was the problem?
Well, they ran into these people that didn't really like them.
Okay,
So they. Let's see. What did they do?
Come on.
They became friends because Elsa and Anna's father. Well, that's giving a detail.
That's okay. Sometimes.
Well, Elsa and Anna's father killed one of their people, but they had to be friends because they had to work together to find the voice.
Their dad was dead. I haven't seen the movie, so okay. And then.
Oh, great. Well, there there was these leaves that kept flying around them that tried to show them the way to find the voice.
Okay, and finally,
And finally, they found the voice, and Elsa figured out why the voice was calling her.
Awesome.
do you agree with that, Miss Hine? I haven't seen it. Oh, you've seen it, Miss Anderson?
No, I haven't.
So, Perseus, I do agree with that, but when I'm thinking of summary, I'm thinking I want to engage the reader or the person that wants to watch the movie, right? So you're and trying to figure out. Do you agree that number 2 is better than 1?
Yes, I do.
That's what my girl said. I can't be a judge because I haven't seen the second one. But
I think 2 is better than 1, and that's very odd for a movie.
yes, it is.
Okay.
Anything else for reading? And I'll send out that summary video I made.
Okay.
It's good times.
So always draw your hand. If you were in middle school and you no longer have us, you're going to draw your hand on your desk or on your paper with your 5.
All of them. High five. Who wanted what? But so then finally.
And remember to cross out the ones that have too many
Details.
There you go. And your 5 W's are important. All right. Who's next? Miss Hine up.
Miss Hine, let's give a round of applause.
All right. Not gonna lie, kids. You broke my heart with fossils. You broke my heart. You were very good at describing that it was an imprint and what it looked like, but when we had the conversation, I'm a little scared that you lost your skills to conversate with each other since you haven't been out in the world. And I will tell you, I took Grinny to the store the other day for the first time in 6 weeks with a mask and wipes to clean her hands, and she wasn't allowed to touch anything. But she was misbehaving bad. And I said, "Did you forget how to go to the store? Act like you've been somewhere." And she said, "Well, I haven't been anywhere."
Good
She's
point.
kind of right. Next one.
Gotcha.
All right. So when we talk about fossils, if you read my beginning of the fossil thing, I basically described the process. So, Maxwell, if I'm going to talk about a fossil's process, what's the first thing I'll probably talk about?
How it died.
How it died, right? So the tree died, and you had like a palm tree leaf. Remember, Miss Hine's art skills are terrible.
I'm sure they're better than mine.
So,
Nope.
nope. So this leaf died, okay? And it fell onto the ground. And then how long does it take for it to become a fossil? Alexis, do you
I think about 10 million or so.
millions of years? Correct. So it takes millions of years. Do you think this leaf just sits there on the ground for millions of years?
No.
So what has to happen over time for it to become a fossil? Perseus?
It has to be buried and it has to be compacted.
So it has to be buried, and we call that compaction,
Nice.
right? So remember that compaction word I told you, if you see it, you're going to cross it out and write what? If you saw compaction on a science test, what would you do?
Mark it out and write pressure.
Mark it out, write pressure, and one other word.
Heat.
Water?
It is going to cause heat, but there was something else.
Water?
Think about sedimentary rocks.
Layers.
Layers. Thank you, Maxwell. So the compaction is it layering, and all those layers are going to cause pressure, I told you, right? And that is what causes some of the heat. You're right in that sense, Perseus. And then you talked about water, Perseus. Why is the water important?
Because it acts like glue.
The water acts like glue. So over time, this gets buried all the way down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what are the processes that cause that to get buried?
What?
What are the processes that cause that to get buried?
Was supposed to be in our small tiny house, Mom.
Erosion,
Thank you.
deposition, and weathering.
Why was I dancing weird?
Because you were showing the movement of erosion, because erosion moves.
Erosion is to move it, okay?
Weathering to break it.
Deposition is to drop it.
Deposition is to what, Maxwell?
Drop it.
And what do we say?
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic, okay? And then what is weathering for say? I heard you say it.
Break it.
Break it. So over time with all the weather, wind, water, ice, they're going to cause all those processes to happen. With those processes, we're going to build up all these layers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That rain water that seeps into the earth is called what?
What's the question?
It seeps into the earth. It seeps into the
Ground.
so it's called
Evaporation.
groundwater.
Oh!
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if it was right.
So that groundwater is acting like glue, right? And so over time, all that is going to stay together, and it's going to cause a big what? The layers
Rock.
together. It's going to cause a rock to
Fossil.
form. That rock forms, and we get our fossils inside because that leaf was part of that rock. It's one of those layers of the sedimentary rock. You don't remember breaking it apart?
Do you remember in Holes when Stanley was digging and he said, "Mr. Sir, I found something"? What did he find? The first thing
The wasn't it the lipstick capsule?
before the lipstick capsule. When he thought he found something amazing, it was his first day.
A fossil.
Fossil. It was a fossil. And what did Mr. Sir or Pendansky, one of them, were they impressed?
No.
No. But why did he find a fossil in his hole?
Because it was buried.
And
Because there was a lake there.
What used to be there?
A lake.
Lake.
Big lake, right? And it dried up. And thus the fossil was created.
And then how do you know that there was a lake there?
Because there was a fossil of fish.
The fossil tells you the story. So when I started that conversation, I gave you the process, and some of you private messaged me some really good things, but then you went on, you're like, it looks like a leaf. Image 2 looks like a leaf. And I kept saying, make a story, make a story. So this tells you the past or the history. So when I said make a story, you found this, and now you're going to imagine that your great-great-great-grandparents lived in Temple, Texas, but the beach was right there.
And my great-great-grandparents lived in my great-great-grandparents lived.
So the beach was there because we found fish, we found fish, we found palm tree leaves. So kind of was like an island, so we knew it was tropical, right? Because palm trees can't survive in Pennsylvania. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't they survive in Pennsylvania?
Because it's too cold.
It's too cold, right? And then it gets so much water that it would kill them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if this was the beach, we were to make a story about what happened back then. And what do we know about all the continents that we talked about? At one time, they were what?
At one time, they were. Can you repeat the question?
So at one time, we talked about all the continents. At one time, all of them were what?
At one time, all of them were
At war?
Well, you have the United States, you have Europe, right?
all of them were separate.
No, they were together. Remember, we said it was one giant continent.
Oh, okay.
And then over time, they started to break apart and move. And that's where we live today in the movement of where they are, right? Do you understand that now? So you're not seeing dinosaur bones. They weren't there long enough. If you find the bone, it's not a fossil, right?
Right.
But if you find the imprint, is it a fossil?
Mhm.
That's the difference. Okay?
Yeah.
Feel better on that one?
Yes.
Any other questions?
Mhm.
No, not with me.
Are you sure? Did you forget that model lab? Because it was like 3 months ago.
No, I didn't forget it.
Who could forget
I
that?
remember it. I remember the smelly sardines.
But you have to remember, you presented. If you remember that you presented those models and you came up and you described all that to Miss Mesky,
Mhm.
just forgetting those processes. We have to keep refreshing over the summer. And to help you keep refreshing over the summer, Temple ISD has decided to do, partnered with Spectrum 10, and we're going to do lessons on TV.
Oh, cool.
From 9 to 11 on Monday through Thursday. And you're going to get to see Miss Hyde all summer.
Yay! Yay!
So I'm going to take you out into the real world and we're going to do lessons then, okay?
Okay.
So you have to watch all summer long, June and July.
I don't know if you all were.
I'm listening.
I took it.
If you all were freaking out like some people who I won't name names with conversions. Yes, how many of you were confident in this week's? Yes, no, maybe
Nope.
so.
Not me. Not me. Bad at conversions.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, we're not so good at it. But that's okay.
I think
'cause
I
I'm
was
here
good
to
at
fix that.
conversion.
Yeah. All right. So Miss Lawton wants to do the gallon one. So first, I'm going to talk about the customary. That was on Mondays. So there was a question, and I did a lot of the problems with you all. Yes,
Okay.
tell them. Oh.
Okay, measurement, yeah, whatever. I need to tell you one thing though. In America, we use what's called customary conversions, except if you're a doctor or a nurse. If you went anywhere else in the world, everybody used what's called metric conversions. So, if you are intending to become a doctor or a nurse, you have to understand metric. But here in America, we're like, whatever. We'll just do inches and feet and pounds. Because when you go to the doctor and they weigh you and you weigh like 78 pounds, does that make sense to you?
That's customary.
That's
Yeah.
customary. If I told you it was 85 degrees outside, would you know if it was hot or cold? Hot. Okay. So we call it Fahrenheit because that's easy for us. Everyone else calls it Celsius. So in science and medicine,
Yes.
Now wait, they should know this
metric.
one. Freezing point in Fahrenheit is what? So I told you up north, I was afraid. Don't be giving answers. You need to wait. Work on your wait time. Your wait. So if you remember, I told you up north, I would always watch the temperature to see if I was going to go to work or not. Because I was wondering if the roads were going to turn to. What were they going to turn to?
Ice.
Okay, and what temperature did I tell you that?
Below 32 degrees.
32 degrees or below. So 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing point. What is freezing point in Celsius? No.
I was just giving them a okay.
0.
Yes.
Thank you, Sanaya.
Okay,
Good
so
job.
this was one of the questions I did for you. 2 feet equals how many inches? So remember that SpongeBob anchor chart I had? Move like a snake? Move like a snake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
24.
Okay. Remember, so we're going from large to small. What do we do if we go to large to small?
Divide.
Nope.
Answers.
What's the other one?
Multiply.
multiply. Large to small,
Okay.
multiply. So how many inches are in 1 foot? Think of a ruler.
12.
12. So that means I
12.
multiply what by 12?
Multiply 2.
2
I
times
said
12,
2.
which is what, Daniel?
24.
Oh, I was gonna.
Daniel, who's now
I was
sitting
gonna.
So 2 feet equals 24 inches. So that's all you had to do on those problems. Remember, move like a snake. Move like a snake. Okay, I'm gonna put one up for you, and you're gonna do it by yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Paper. Paper.
You see that?
Uh,
This time there's 54 inches. How many feet would that be? So am I gonna go from large to small or small to large?
Small or large?
Small to large. So what do I do when it's small to large? What's the opposite?
you're
of
gonna
multiply?
multiply.
The opposite.
Divide.
There you go. So I'm gonna divide 54 by what?
12.
12. And let's go with Alora. Tell me what that answer is gonna be. Wait, is it decimal? Is it decimal?
I got it.
I can't see it.
Way to use your phone, calculator.
Don't cheat with the calculator.
Separate.
Fast and I can't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's I don't know. 54 divided.
Laura, is it blurry?
Is it blurry?
Yeah. It's 54 inches. You gotta divide 12. 54 divided by 12. Okay.
Something. Okay.
How many 12s will go into 54 without going over?
Four.
4. And what is 4 times
12 times 4 is 48.
12? Okay, now what do we do?
And then you put a 0.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
What's 14 minus 8?
14, 13, 12, 11, 6.
Okay, I don't want no remainder, so I have to add a decimal and drop my 0. Now, what times 12 gives me 60?
5.
5.
5. So my answer here is
4.5.
yes. Awesome sauce. Okay. Let's have Miss Lawton do the gallons and then we'll call it a day.
Can I jump in quick?
Yes.
Because this is most of my one group that we did this with. I think we should try it. And I want to hear all of you answer. So all of you can unmute your mic, okay? So if I have 4.5 feet, right? But if I ask you about how many feet,
About.
about how many feet, I want to hear you go through the process of how you're going to do that. And you better use our tricks.
About means to
Round.
Round.
Yes. So what
Start
do we do?
singing.
So you can No.
I don't hear it.
Miss Patterson. Miss Hine. Now it's gonna be stuck in my head.
We will.
Round 2.
Yes.
Okay, and how do you do that? Finish the song. Daniel, Sanaya, Alora, come on.
We will go
Round you.
Oh.
5 or
Oh,
more.
I don't remember the rest of it.
4 or less. Let
Let it rest.
5 or more.
Ready.
Oh, be more awake. It's in the afternoon.
No one wants to see.
So 5 feet.
4 point. There you
So it would be about 5 feet.
So we did 2 things in one.
go. Bargain.
Okay, Miss Lawton.
Okay, real quick. So on your sheet, can I see that sheet, please? On this sheet right here, on the customary side, it's got this volume and capacity. You see that in the middle? Well, I used to hate that because I didn't ever understand it. But if you want to think about volume or capacity, I want you to picture a gallon of milk or a swimming pool or your bathtub, something that holds water. You already got me a problem up here.
Can I draw a big G, please?
Before we start, though, everybody needs to. Have y'all taught this yet?
I want to do it.
Big G stands for gallon. So you picture your milk container. Within each gallon, there are always 4 quarts. Okay, how many quarts?
Big G.
How many quarts?
4.
So if your mama sent you to the store and she said get a half a gallon, but it was only sold in quarts, how many quarts would you pick up?
4.
Oh, yeah, you
No,
got it.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
Within each quart,
Pint.
there are always 2 pints. How many pints are in 1 quart?
How many pints are in 2? No. 8.
So how many pints are in 3 quarts?
Yeah, 8.
3.
Wait. 12. Wait, no.
Are
Wait.
in 3 quarts. Let's count by twos. 2, 4,
6.
6. Okay. And then within each pint, and this is the only number you have to remember, there are 2 cups. And y'all think I'm lying, but I really use this in my own kitchen.
She draws it on her counter. Wait.
Okay, here's what you have to remember. 1 cup, that's your C, equals.
And if you remember, we messed up on the cup when we did cinnamon applesauce. We made it all what?
It's liquidy.
It came out all bad.
Okay,
I
so my
actually don't know what
question
happened, but
if Mama sent you to the store to get Bluebell ice cream, or a gallon of ice cream, let's just say a gallon of ice cream, but they only sold it in quarts, how many quarts of ice cream do you need to come home with? Mom needs a gallon. How many quarts are you going to come home with?
4.
Yay! But you know what? You know when you go to the gas station and you try to buy the
4.
ice cream? They only sell it in pints. But Mama wants 2 quarts of ice cream. How many pints do you need to bring home?
4.
Yay! Do you see how easy this is to use? Because it's a picture. So you had that assignment this week with the gallon guy, which, what did you just say?
That was move like a snake.
Move like a snake?
Move like a snake.
Okay, well, I'm not that guy.
Convert like a snake.
Convert like a snake, okay? No, so if you draw this as you know how you do your brain dumps? This will help you with all of those questions.
How many of you have stopped using brain dumps in your assignments? All of you?
Yeah.
You think they'd be easier if you tried them?
Yeah.
Why do we teach you tricks?
To help us get better grades on our tests.
So we can make the assignment easier.
Make it easier to help you out to remember.
So you won't cheat off your neighbor.
Today you should have used what for the science assignment today? What should your trick be? What should your trick have been? You were supposed
It's like, no, it's so funny.
I just near fell over I ran into a desk. It hurt.
typical day.
Just the usual.
So Miss Lawson.
Always.
Oh, okay. So we're going to do this problem and we're going to be done. How many cups am I starting with?
32.
Okay, let's
32.
count. How many are here? 2, 4, 6, 8,
Now we get the
10,
answer.
12, 14, 16. Have I gotten all my cups yet?
No, but I know the
I'm trying to get to
answer.
a gallon. So that would give me how many gallons if it was only 16 cups?
1.
Good. So let's keep going. 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Have I gotten there yet?
Yes.
Yay! So how many
2
gallons?
gallons.
Yay! Wasn't that fun?
Yes, I guess. I mean,
Yes. So tomorrow I'm going to reassign each of the lessons because some of you want to redo them, which is fine. But wait till tomorrow, Maxwell. Okay.
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 All right. And remember, if you don't do, we're not expecting perfection on these grades. We're not here to help you as we would if you were here. So we just want you to try your best, and what you don't do, we'll help you with. Capiche?
Gosh.
Do we ever give you a 0 in class if you don't ever understand?
What?
Do we give you a 0 in class if you don't understand?
No.
No.
What are we asking for?
You try your best.
And if you try your best, what is our job then?
Let us.
To help you, right?
Yeah.
Those tricks. So if you remember, when Miss Lawton was nicely giving you the answers, was that helping you?
No. No.
Come on, y'all.
It wasn't helping us. It was just giving us the
It
answers.
was just little hints. That's all.
Yeah, but giving us the answers isn't helping us because then we're learning it. And if we don't learn it, then we won't ever pass our test.
I know, baby, and we're all on Corona time right now, so it's kind of a mess.
Yeah.
She feels extra bad right now because she can't be with you.
I do. Very much so. Well, if y'all need anything, please ask.
We're gonna post this video along with the ones to help you with the assignments.
I'll put
So-
the summary one out there tomorrow or tonight or something.
Oh.
And Miss Patterson's gonna watch it too.
Mm.
And I'm gonna actually put your describing that model lesson because you did know it.
So remember, on Thursdays is when we're all going to be teaching like this every Thursday. And Tuesday is more of a chatting, catch up thing, and then Thursdays are more teaching.
So here's what we could use from you. If there's something that you come across or you've forgotten, let us know on Tuesday what you would like to talk about on Thursday. I think that would
Okay.
Because we're taking the lessons and what you're struggling with and trying to do that reteach through this.
Where's Allie? We're out. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
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 So I will take this video with our videos that we have, and we'll just post all that together.
Okay.
So send me your videos
I
of
will
your
send the
lessons.
summary one.
Let's go.
I have my,